Okay, here in surface area number 3 assignment and number 1, we want to find the surface area of this triangular pyramid. I know it's a triangular pyramid because there is one base, and that base is a triangle, and the three faces all meet together at one vertex. So triangular pyramid. So to find the surface area, I need to find the area of the surface, like the area on the outside. So find the area of each of the faces. So let's first find the area of this base, which is a triangle. Okay, and I'm told here that the height of the base is 5.2 centimeters. Okay, so let's first find, I'll say area of triangle. Okay, equals 1/2 times base times height. Okay, so let's plug in what we know here. I have 1/2 times the base, which is 6. Okay, that is the base, 1/2 times 6, times the height. The height of the base, I am told here, is 5.2. Okay, so I know that 1/2 of 6 is 3, and I still need to multiply by 5.2. So let's multiply this. 5.2 times 3. Okay, I know 3 times 2 is 6, and 3 times 5 is 15. There is one digit after the decimal, and so in my answer, there should be one digit after the decimal. So 15.6 is the area of the triangular base. Now let's find the area of the faces. The three faces are also triangles, right? This right here would be a face. Okay, so if I can find the area of that one face, then I can multiply it by 3 because there are three faces that make up this pyramid. So let's find the area of this triangle. Of course, area of triangle is 1/2 times base times height. So I'll have 1/2 times the base of 6 and times the height. Remember the height here, this slant height just means how far it is from here to the top of the vertex. And here I'm told that's 10. Okay, so when I go to solve this, 1/2 of 6 again is 3, and 3 times 10 is 30. Okay, now remember that is the area of one of the triangles. And I have how many triangles? I have 3, right? Because there are 3 triangular faces. And 30 times 3 would be 90. Okay, so final step here is to take the area of all my triangles and add them to the area of my triangular base. Okay, so I have 90, or I could put 90.0 plus 15.6. Line my decimals up, and I bring the decimal straight down into my answer, and I would get 105.6, and this is centimeters squared. Okay, that is the surface area of this triangular pyramid. Okay, number 2 here, is this a pyramid or a prism? It's a prism, right? Because there's 2 bases. I could say this is right here a base, okay, which would be the same as the bottom. Okay, so there's 2 bases, and it looks like the base is a rectangle for sure. It could possibly be a square, and it is a square, okay, because this side is 2.04, and this side is also 2.04, because if from here to here is 2.04, then from here to here is 2.04. So not only is the top a square and the bottom a square, those faces are squares, but in fact, every face is a square. I know that from here to here is 2.04, and so from here to here would be 2.04. And so on the sides, I have a 2.04 by a 2.04, and so the top and the bottom are squares, the sides are squares, and the front and the back are squares. If from here to here is 2.04, then from here to here is 2.04. And so this is a 2.04 by a 2.04, And so what we have found is that every face, all 6 faces, right, the front and the back, the left and the right, and the top and the bottom, all 6 faces are squares. And so what we can do here is find the area of one square and then multiply it by 6 since I have 6 squares. Okay. And so this is, we already said it's a prism because there's 2 bases, and it's more than a rectangular prism. It's in fact a cube, right? Because a cube has the same length, width, and height. And that's what we have found here in this shape. Okay, so let's find the area of one of the faces. So 2.04 times 2.04, right? This is simply the area of one of the squares. Okay, so 4 times 4, that is 16. 4 times 0 is 0, plus 1 is 1. And 4 times 2 is 8. Okay, so I've used that. Placeholder 0. 0 times 4, 0. 0 times 0, 0. 0 times 2, 0. So I've used that. Third row, obviously, 2 placeholder zeros. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 2 is 4. Okay, so when I add, I get 6, 1, 8 plus 8 is 16. There I get a 1. Here I have 4. I need to place my decimal. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 digits after the decimal. And so in my answer, there should be 1, 2, 3, 4 digits after the decimal. And so 4.1616, that is the area of one of the faces, and all 6 faces are the same. And so what I can say here is I take area of one face and I multiply it by 6 because I have 6 faces that are each of this area. Okay, so here I have 6 times 6, that is 36. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 3 is 9. 6 times 6, 36. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 3 is 9. And 6 times 4 is 24. All right, how many digits did you have after the decimal? You had 1, 2, 3, 4 digits after the decimal. And so there should be 1, 2, 3, 4 digits after the decimal. And this is area, so this is centimeters squared. This is the surface area of this shape, 24.9696 centimeters squared. Okay, here number 3, it says Victor wrapped the gift box shown with adhesive paper with no overlaps. How much paper did he use? So in this problem, we want to know the amount of space on the outside of this shape. Okay, so we want to find the area on the surface of the object, so the surface area. So let's first look at the front and the back, which would be the same rectangle, right? This is an 8 by what? What's the length of this side? Well, it's the same as this side, right? The box is 5 inches tall. So this is an 8 by 5 rectangle. So let me use F for front and B for back. So the front and the back is an 8 by 5 rectangle, 8 inches by 5 inches. And so 8 times 5 would be 40, right? So I have a 40 square inch rectangle in the front and a 40 square inch rectangle in the back. So I could do 40 times 2, and that would give me 80 square inches. Okay, now let's do the sides. So this side, I could say the right side and the left side. The left, we use L for left and R for right. So on the sides, I have a 6 by what? A 6 by 5, right? A 6 by 5 rectangle. I know 6 times 5 is 30. So it's 30 square inches on the right and 30 square inches on the left. So I have two 30s. I could say 30 times 2 is 60. Okay, so I did the front and the back. I did the left and the right. Now I have the top and the bottom. So from here to here is 8. And from here to here is 6, right? If from here to here is 6, then from here to here is 6. So this is an 8 by 6 rectangle. This is an 8 by 6 rectangle. So let me use T for top and B for bottom. This is an 8 by 6, which would be 48. So I have a 48 square inch rectangle on the top and in the bottom. So I have two 48s, right? 48 times 2, that'd be 96. And so my last step here would be able to add all of these together. 80 plus 60 plus 96. Right? I take my front and my back, my left and my right, and my top and my bottom, add those six faces together, and that would give me the surface area, which would be in inches squared. Okay, last one here. Paint costs $24.99 per gallon. Okay, which means you're going to multiply $24.99 times the number of gallons. And Joe bought 4.5 gallons. And so you multiply the cost of a gallon, which is $24.99, times the number of gallons. So 4.5. So $24.99 times 4.5, and that would give me the cost for 4.5 gallons. Now, once you get done multiplying here, you should get 3 digits after the decimal, right? Because you have 1, 2, 3 digits after the decimal. And so in your answer, you should have 3 digits after the decimal. But remember, we're talking about money here, right? If Joe buys 4.5 gallons, how much money will it cost him? Money does not have 3 digits after the decimal. And so at the very end, you're going to have to round to the nearest cent because money only has 2 digits after the decimal.